Hey everybody, welcome back to Chris's Trains and Things. Welcome back to the layout. Today we're going to be checking out this custom run from Train World. This is the New York and Atlantic Railway GP20. And, well, let's let them introduce it.
Hey Chris and Chris's Trains and Things subscribers, thank you so much for having us on your YouTube episode. Now, we are so excited because we have New York and Atlantic at Trainland today. We actually heard Chris was doing a very special YouTube video, so we're excited for everything we have in store today and a little side conversation for his YouTube episode. So stay tuned.
Dispatcher, pulling in now. Am I clear inbound? Over. All lined up and clear inbound. Dispatcher out.
All right, so Ken Bianco Jr. here, and I have President of New York and Atlantic, James Bonner, as well as Engine House Foreman. Hopefully I get that right, yes. Bruce. Right. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great. We're glad to be here.
That's awesome, and thank you so much for stopping by Trainland today. So much excitement, and I am incredibly honored because with Lionel, New York and Atlantic, and Trainland, it was just an awesome collaboration. And we're especially honored because it's not every day we get in contact and get to talk to an actual railroad manufacturer. So when we reached out to New York and Atlantic and we were talking with James and his team, it was just incredible synergy and the excitement to work with a local New York train shop. It was just outstanding. So we really appreciate working with New York and Atlantic as well as Lionel Trains coming a part of the collaboration. It was just excellent. Even though this model isn't exactly prototypical, we kind of wanted to offer something for everybody out there to show what a great paint scheme, what a great railroad New York and Atlantic Railway really is. Now, James, do you want to say a couple of words about New York Atlantic Railway?
Sure, yes. Thank you, Ken, first for having us here. It's an honor to be considered for this opportunity to have our own locomotive. We take it pretty seriously. If you stick with our company for a certain amount of years, we always give an HO scale locomotive to those folks to honor that tenure. This is going to be part of our ongoing process to do that. And Bruce hopes it's for 18 or 20 years, so he gets his sooner, but we'll probably hold it out a little bit longer, maybe a retirement gift or something like that. So it's a wonderful opportunity. Thank you. It's been great to work with you. The request came a little bit out of the blue, so we were taken aback by it. It took us a little bit of time to get back to you to say yes, but we are very grateful for it. The New York and Atlantic is a Long Island railroad, right? We operate freight over the Long Island Railroad. We've done so since 1997. We've grown the carloads about 300% in that time. We provide a really vital service to Long Island in the cover of darkness. Most people aren't even aware that we're here. I often tell them I work for the railroad and they'll say, oh, nice, the Long Island Railroad. And I'll say, no, it's the freight railroad. And they'll say, no, we don't have a freight railroad. And I say, yes, I get paid every Friday. And so we're proud to be here. We're proud to move things onto and off of Long Island, to do so at an economic level that helps people keep their business on Long Island, to support jobs on Long Island, and support our 70 people that we have working for us. So again, thank you for that opportunity.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And I believe, Bruce, you're also a model railroad fan.
Yes, I am. I do have my fair collection that goes back many, many years. You know, some pre-war, some post-war. Okay. And since I started working with the railroad, I've been collecting trinkets of the New York and Atlantic, regardless who made the material. Right. And I do have a miniature train set going on Mr. Bonner's credenzas up there. We now can add one more length of track. I really enjoy working with the railroad. I came to the railroad in 2002. I qualified as an engineer in 2004. I've learned a lot. I was taught a lot, and it's a great opportunity there, and I just love working there.
That's awesome. And how do you like the actual reproduction train?
I actually like it. I really think it's pretty neat. I do like it. It's pretty authentic. Like you say, it's not exactly the PR20B, but for us non-rivet counters, I give it a thumbs up.
That's awesome.
If I can real quick, the significance of the locomotive for us is that it's a Tier 3+. So it is one of the best profile from a mission standpoint that you could get on a locomotive, and it was the best at that time. They have upgraded to Tier 4 now. We are working with Long Island Railroad to bring some Tier 4s into the fleet, but it's significant in that it represents the commitment that we've made to the community to try to make sure that we're running the cleanest possible locomotives that we can. Trains are always much more missions friendly than most other modes of freight anyway, but this just takes it to another level. So that's another reason it's exciting for us.
Exactly, and especially on this, to get the exact same model, nobody has that kind of tooling in model trains today. That's why we kind of put it on a GP20 from Lionel, but it's something that's different. You know, you don't see this cool paint scheme out very often in model trains, especially O-scale. It's just really nice. Lionel did an excellent job, beautiful, and it's something different. And we tried our best to make it look as closely to the one on the rails. I think a lot of modelers really were excited. We saw the pre-orders come in like crazy. Everybody wanted to get their hands on this specific model because it's really never been done for model trains. So to have something on their layout like this, I think that's going to be something awesome for collectors.
Thank you again, Ken. Really appreciate it. It's a great collaboration. You guys have been great to work with. Thank you very, very much.
That's awesome.
And thank you. I'll be continuing shopping here in the years to come.
All right. Well, Bruce, thank you very much. And James, it has been an absolute pleasure. We also want to thank Lionel Trains for also making this collaboration happen. And again, I just, want to say thank you to the New York and Atlantic Railway for working with a local train store. I think this collaboration has been awesome. Even though it's not 100% prototypical, model trains is about having fun. And I think that's what's really important. And at the end of the day, working with a guy like James and meeting Bruce today, it was an absolute honor. So we look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And we're going to show some close-up clips of the New York Atlantic and this beautiful engine up close in person. So keep on watching. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
So we can't do much better than that. But this model, the GP20s, were cataloged in the 2023 Volume 1 catalog. Now, what else was in this? Well, we had the big boys, the New York Central Dreyfuss was in here as well. So lots of great engines were in this catalog, as well as those E-units that were just delivered. I have the New York Central Jade Green ones. So there's a lot of great things in this catalog, but if we went back far into the diesel section, we would be able to find, it was the last diesel before we got to some of the sets that was cataloged in the 2023 catalog. And you'll notice that the New York and Atlantic Railway version that you see here was not cataloged. This is a custom run that was done by Train World up on Long Island. The New York and Atlantic Railway is an active rail line, as you just learned. On Long Island, typically they run at night, so you don't see them all that often. They have this really unique black and almost teal paint scheme. And now this is not a perfect prototype of what they would run today, but it's pretty close. And so it's a fun what-if scheme if they still were using GP20s that looked like this tooling that we see here, but pretty neat. Now, in the catalog, Lionel also offered a Burlington, a Santa Fe, a Kyle, two Penn Central versions, two different Penn Central schemes, a Cotton Belt, and then a Kansas City Terminal. And each of them came with two numbers, except for the Penn Centrals because they're different schemes. They each had one. And then the Kansas City Terminal was only one option as well. So pretty neat, but really cool locomotives that they had available in this catalog. And we know the latest catalog, the 2023 Volume 2 catalog, had, I believe, GP30s in them, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty neat. Now, this does feature full legacy control. So it's going to have the legacy rail sounds in it. You can utilize Bluetooth or the Lionel app to run it when the Base 3 comes out. If and when that's delivered, you'll be able to use the Base 3 with this model. It does feature fan-driven smoke. The controls for this are underneath this back hatch, and you'll see this dome piece here actually slides backwards. So you don't want to break those tabs because that kind of overhangs where those controls are. So you have to be really careful with that so you don't break those tabs off. The smoke unit's right here, and this piece pops off so you can access the smoke unit to add smoke fluid without ruining any of those grates or having smoke fluid all over the side of your locomotive, which is really nice. If we take a peek underneath this, we've got 2 pickup rollers on each truck. Each truck is powered, and then we have our IR sensor and our speaker there as well. So you can utilize the Lionel sensor track, which is what I use to program all of my locomotives. Now, this locomotive was a previous MTH tooling. Now, Lionel did have a GP20 tooling that they've run in the Lion Chief line that was semi-scale. This is a scale model that was from MTH that Lionel purchased and then rebranded, added some of the Lionel features like legacy rail sounds and so forth. But the tooling itself really hasn't been updated all that much, which is why we see, when we lean over, we don't see any tread on the walkways there. So it lacks some of the detailing there. There's a little bit of a gap between the body and the trucks. So there's some pieces here of an old MTH tooling that you just, you know, it would be more difficult to upgrade. So obviously, that's kind of what we get when that happens sometimes. Now, sometimes you get wins when you purchase tooling from other manufacturers. The Greenbrier tooling's fantastic. This is just one that isn't quite as detailed, but it's a great little model for anybody to run on their railway. Some nice detailing. The sounds on this are great. It smokes like crazy, as you'll see in the video. There's a little bit of a gap between the body and the trucks themselves that you'll see as it's running as well. Other than that, I think it's a really nice, fun model. It's small. This thing can operate on 031 curves. It's only 14¼ inches in length. So no matter what size your railway is, this thing can run it. MSRP's for $649.99, which I feel like is a little bit expensive for a small locomotive, but it does feature all those legacy sounds, and you can get it for less than that from a Lionel dealer. So be sure to check that out. If you're interested in this version, there were not many of these made. You can order this from Train World at trainworld.com. That's where I like to do a lot of my shopping as well. Those guys are great. They get these things shipped out really quickly to you as well. So this has electric couplers also on the front and rear, and we're gonna go ahead and use those now as we run this around the layout. Let me know what your thoughts are on this model, and if you picked up any of the other GP20s that were cataloged. I'm thinking maybe a Penn Central version would look really nice with some of the GP30s or GP35s that were just recently cataloged from Lionel as well. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button for me, guys. I appreciate you watching this one. Let's go ahead and see this fantastic engine running around.
for the day. Out.